Okay. Okay, it's 6 o'clock. It's time for the meeting to begin. This time I'll open the meeting and I want to welcome the visitors. And this time I want to ask Barry Nolan, our police chief, to lead us in prayer.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, as we come to you today, Lord, we thank you, Lord, for this day. Lord, thank you, Lord, for all that you do for us, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for our little town, Lord. And Lord, I pray, God, that you touch our little town. Lord, that you help us, Lord, to lead this town, Lord, in the right direction. Lord, protect us, Lord, and shield us, Lord, and touch, Lord, each and every member, Lord, of this council, Lord, and the mayor, Lord. Lord, I pray, God, that you touch them, Lord. Help them, Lord, to do what's best, Lord, for this town, Lord. And Lord, help us, Lord, to always put you first, Lord, and look unto you, Lord, for our guidance, dear Lord. And Lord, just let you lead us, Lord, for we ask all these things in your precious and holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Barry. Okay, roll call.
Okay, before we do roll call, I have some information to read. According,
Hold it. What's this for?
it's concerning your roll call.
Concerning the roll call? Okay, go ahead.
According to the Alabama Secretary of State, one of the minimum qualifications for council members is that you have to reside in the city or district for 90 days prior to election. Section 114625, Code of Alabama 1975, Section 44, any person who is qualified elector of the municipality on the date they file a statement of candidacy and who will have on the day of the election resided within the municipality for at least 90 days prior to the general municipal election may become a candidate for the office of council member by filing a statement of candidacy in the office of the mayor pursuant to Section 114625, Code of Alabama 1975. At a special called meeting on April the 8th, 2024, a council seat was declared vacant. At the same meeting, Josh Caldwell was approved to be annexed into the Ranburne city limits and became a resident of the town of Ranburne. On April the 9th, Josh Caldwell submitted a letter of interest in filling the council seat vacancy. On April 22nd, Josh was voted as a council member by majority vote. Those voting included council members Smith and Anglin, Mayor Brown. Council members Ayers voted no and included that enough time had not passed. Councilmember Cribbs stated that other applicants who have applied should also be considered. According to Alabama Law 114625, Caldwell was not a qualified candidate at the time of application due to him being a resident only one day, not the required 90 days prior. Therefore, we must declare a council seat vacancy. According to the Alabama League of Municipalities, the position, council vacancy, should be filled as soon as possible to prevent the crippling effect of not having a quorum to do the business. The council may not avoid its responsibility for electing a person to fill such a vacancy by calling a special election. On June the 4th, council members Cribbs and Ayers submitted a request for a special called meeting to be held. Mayor Brown, Councilperson Smith, and Anglin stated they could not meet any of the days. Therefore, the special called meeting request was canceled due to no quorum. In the event a vacancy of the office of council member is not filled within 60 days after the vacancy is declared in a Class 7 or 8 municipality, each existing council member, including the mayor, may submit a name to the governor for appointment. If the governor fails to make an appointment from any submitted names within 90 days after the vacancy occurs, the judge of probate shall call a special election to fill the vacancy. Section 1144G-1, Code of Alabama 1975, if the council does not fill the vacancy within 60 days after it occurs, the council by default loses its right to therefore fill the vacancy.
that's the reason I said I thought there was a 90-day rule when we first started all this about filling the vacancy.
So, should we do a roll call before we?
Oh, that's it, or I didn't know, I had no idea. That's, it just is what it is.
I discussed with Rodney that I knew there was a 90-day, and he just went ahead and just pushed it forward with this.
However y'all wanna do that, that is fine with me, as far as, I'm good with that, I didn't expect to come on until a year from now anyways.
And honestly, we really would hope that you apply again, because we do think that you are a great asset. I think you've got some good ideas, you're business-minded, and that's what we need right now. So please do.
It's fine. All right. I'll just go sit in the audience.
Mitzi? Here. Rodney?
Yeah.
Dennis? Trevor?
Here.
And Christie.
Here.
All right, well, we have, three people that are gonna be, that's asked to be on the agenda to speak tonight. And I've asked the, visitors to refrain from talking, saying anything at any time, especially when they're talking or even when we're having our meeting. It's just a way of us, controlling our meeting. So, at this time, I've got Leah Morgan, to address us, the council on the ideas of citizen involvement.
Oh, maybe I thought this stand was gonna be too tall for me. I think it'll work. My family has been involved in the politics of the town of Ranburne my entire life. So respect of the council, city employees, and town meetings is engraved in my core. I am here tonight to discuss this said respect, along with issues that are preventing citizens from wanting to be involved in our town. This must be immediately addressed. I understand that every meeting may encounter challenges, but I am hopeful that appropriate measures will be put into place going forward to foster a more positive and welcoming environment for everyone. I have never actually attended one of these meetings nor spoken to the council before now, as I understand my opinion of certain individuals' character and the lack of leadership should not be vocalized here. But no, we, the citizens of this town and all surrounding areas with over 17,348 social media views, watched and listened to the last meeting silently. We all observed numerous issues in the recordings that have raised serious concern. It is with regret that after silently watching these meetings continue to worsen since January, I find myself compelled to address you officially and formally, because this will no longer be tolerated by my family nor the citizens in this town. Such unprofessional behavior from our mayor, if left unaddressed, can have a detrimental impact.
Hold it right there, hold it. You cannot call out the mayor.
Let
I'm
her
sorry.
talk.
No,
Yeah, let her talk.
no,
I'm sorry, can I
I'm
finish?
sorry, but on
Say
the ordinance,
individual.
I'm
Just
sorry,
say
individual, that's
Oh, the
fine, I'm
ordinance?
sorry,
Just say individual.
that's fine.
Thank you.
If left unaddressed, this can have a detrimental impact of the overall morale and productivity of the council meetings, as you have witnessed for months. Also, if you allow the rude, disruptive behavior of one citizen in the crowd, you must allow the rest of the citizens to speak up as well. It is my sincere belief that a healthy and respectful environment is essential for the success of our town. However, if this behavior from past meetings continues to be allowed, our family, our friends, and the respected taxpayers in this town will be pulling our chairs up at every meeting going forward to politely remind you all that this will have a ripple effect. We will take a stand to remind individuals of the importance of his job and the way that we should conduct ourselves according to the oath that was taken. You all are very aware of the two wonderful men from our family who are missing tonight and the prominence they once held in our community. I'm sorry. You all were blessed to know the Mayor, Owen Larry, and therefore you all are very aware that
3
this...
minutes, right.
I vote she continue for 3 minutes.
I vote no, I mean,
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You all were blessed to know the Mayor, Owen Lowry, and therefore you all are very aware that this type of behavior wouldn't be going on if he or Anthony Smith were still here. Papa was not a man who would have allowed anyone to disrespect his magistrate clerk when he was in office, and he certainly wouldn't have disrespected her himself. As you can see, our community has a high standard of the Mayor of Ranburne, and that's in reference to my papa. Because we know what the best mayor looked like. We spent our entire lives raised here in the old building with the utmost respect for the council and the mayor, but it was all earned and much deserved. I ask that these issues I have spoken on today be addressed promptly and effective action be put into place to protect everyone here, the council, the citizens, the magistrate, everyone. We will no longer allow disrespect, sexist behavior, stalking, any unprofessional or disorderly conduct that is borderline criminal during the town council meeting or within these walls. I am going to participate in any future meetings if appropriate action is not taken to prevent these type of outbursts and disrespect. Council, citizens of Ranburne, enough is enough. Thank you for your attention to this matter, and I trust that you will handle this complaint with the utmost seriousness and diligence.
Thank you.
Okay. Next on our agenda is Sally Wardley on concerned citizens of illegal activities.
Got you set up for it here. There's our stuff we're handing out to the crowd, so they can follow along when they get to talk about it. I do, but let me get on this. All right. Thank y'all for allowing me to speak tonight. I really appreciate it. I'm a business owner here in Ranburne, and I am fed up with the unethical ways, the unlawful behavior of certain individuals. And if everyone wants to look at this ordinance he's given us about what we're supposed to speak about, we've got some scribbled out stuff here. We've got some written in dates. And we don't even have a Ranburne seal on this. So I deem this this piece of trash. If you turn over to the next page, this goes over to the release of the dog. And this certain individual used his own notary. He also did not date. We paid the lawyer good money for this piece of paper, and it's trash. Go over to the next page. You're going to see where he actually admits that he used the truck for personal business. That's against Alabama Code 36 and Section 5 and Chapter 25. I'm just saying, there's a lot going on here in this town that a lot of these public people do not know about. And I'm fixing to name off some names. We got Pamela Thompson. We've got Cassandra. We've got 2 city clerks. She was one. I apologize, everybody, I'm getting messed up. We got 2 police chiefs that are gone because of one individual. We also, and I can explain why Ian left. I have all his emails and comments back from the individual I'm speaking of. And, you know, we went through 2 city clerks, a K-9 unit, the dog, and then, you know, the coordinators, 2 coordinators, Cassandra and Sherry Bond. And I'm just gonna say the only common denominator is one individual sitting right up there at that table, all right? And I'm just gonna, I said the individual.
I told you, on the ordinance. you cannot-
This ordinance to me is not legal.
I don't listen.
You've scribbled out stuff, you've
I want
put in
it- I
added
want
in
it
dates,
set
you've even changed the
Barry.
She didn't say
2022.
anything individual, she said an individual.
I did.
She was talking about me.
I did.
Well, she could be
I'm
talking
looking
about me,
at all
baby.
y'all.
She could be talking about me,
I'm looking at
Christie, or
everyone.
whomever at this time.
You said I'm looking right at you.
No, I don't think I did. No, I don't think I did. It's on tape, but if I didn't, I said I'm looking at the table, whatever. All I know is we're fed up with it and we're asking for you to resign, sir. You have already stated,
Again,
and
you're 3
you've
minutes.
already stated
You're 3 minutes.
that your
and you got
health.
to go.
Okay, that's fine.
I voted to give her 3 more minutes.
Thank you, Trevor.
I vote that we give her my 3 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you, people.
Wait a minute. We got to vote.
Yes.
Got to vote.
Chrissy said yes. Dennis, Mitzi?
I believe I won't hear.
Okay, very good. All right, I'm
I say
saying, do what?
I say no.
Okay. Well, you're already outruled anyway, so 3-2.
Carry
All right,
on.
thank you. I'm really appalled. You sent me on a rat, well, the individual sent me on a rat race for the sign. He started out lying, and then people started disappearing. So I started putting things together, and then my husband didn't want me to speak because he don't want to raise a ruckus. That's just who Jay is. But evidence kept falling into my lap. And last Friday, it came down my driveway. And it gave me a bunch of correspondence between this individual and Chief Ian Taylor. And, you know, I don't know if y'all know, but he forbid him, and that's in the list of what you got there, to even talk to y'all. He told him to park his car here at City Hall, so he can't do his job. He was having to drive from Newell here in the speed limit, get in the police car to go do a call. And this individual knew that Chief Taylor couldn't do his job without having his car, okay? What a joke we must look like to the county if that had went on down. But Ian thought enough of our community to resign because his hands were being tied. He was even told not to correspond with y'all, and I think that's wrong. I think everything, y'all should be able to all talk amongst each other. And if you've got a problem, and he's needing to talk to the council to make deals and do things, then, and it's just like this ordinance that you're talking about here. I'm telling you right now, this impedes on my civil rights, honestly, guys. Because everybody says, we don't like rumors going around this town. Well, the only way to keep rumors from happening, and everybody backbiting and talking behind each other's back, well, let's air it out here. Because if you guys freely give your time to be accountable for this city and for what you do, then you ought to have a little bit tougher skin to understand that there's going to be sometimes people are going to have problems. And if you can't take a little bit of flack and be accountable for the things that you have done unethically and unlawfully, then I'm sorry. I am prepared. I've got a notebook over here. Anybody that's looked at this, I can also get up the official affidavit and ethics charges. I personally would love to take them down to the State House, to the ethics, and with a carbon copy to the Secretary of State, because the ethics group is not doing their job. Obviously, we're over here on the outskirts of Georgia and they ain't paying no attention. But I think it's time for the upper hand government to get a hold of this situation in this town. And I thank you so very much. Again, I've got a notebook if anybody wants to put your name and your number. I'll be in contact with you and you can sign your affidavits. Because everything is public. It's on YouTube. It's there.
Okay, next on the agenda is Sandy McGuire about a real estate transaction.
I just gave my 3 minutes to her. I think that she touched up on everything that I have. I'll go ahead and speak. I'm Sandy White. I do own property here. I have put my property up for sale because I started 6 months ago coming to these meetings and I saw stuff that I didn't think was right. One was exactly what she touched on before we did roll call. Who's to say I didn't want to be the next council member? I knew better than to come up here and even apply because I knew that it had already been decided what we were going to do. And we go and we extend the city limits out to where we can bring in who we want to. So I actually have decided to move from this town if I can sell my property, and it goes on sale. I've already spoke with the agent. I feel every time I come in here, I see her get disrespected, I see other people get disrespected, and it's wrong. Is she my friend? She wasn't my friend, but through watching her be disrespected, she has become my friend. I respect all you people, all of you. I normally don't say anything. I could care less about politics, but I feel that just like that seat right there should be done right. I heard that there was a man who applied for that, and he wasn't even looked at, and he did live in the city. I personally wouldn't want to be up there because I think y'all have a lot of drama to not get paid for, and I don't want to be that person. But I feel that it should be done correctly, and somebody shouldn't be brought in from outside and put in 28 days or whatever day it was. And thank y'all for allowing Sally to take my 3 minutes.
Okay. At this time, we will ask for a motion to approve the minutes of the May meeting.
I'm making a motion to approve.
I'll second.
I wish we could table these minutes, so, because a few items is not correct. One pertains to me. I believe it's the 4th page. It said I requested that Samantha S. Smith start answering his emails and texts before the date. I did not. It's on the video. I said nicely, starting tomorrow, would you answer his emails and texts? This is wrong. Page 4, I believe it's 8 lines from, I believe it's 4. I did not request it. And you get yours with you.
Trevor, can you, where's that?
Page 4, the 8th line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 line.
Is it the paragraph that starts, is it the page that starts off with Barbara Brown asked that we set the price?
Yes.
Hold on just a minute.
Oh, page 4, please. Let's see your page. There.
Is it?
I think it's on page 5.
Might have printed out.
Yeah, it's on the
Yeah, yeah.
very last page, yeah.
It's the way it's printed. The annual request to estimates for answering his emails and text the following day.
You see it, Smith?
Uh-huh.
But
How's that different than what you're saying?
It's not right, I didn't say that, I didn't say request. That's why I wish it could be tabled.
A
to this
request
was
is
correct.
asking, a request though is asking a question, and that's what you did. You asked me a question.
That's not what I said, look at the video.
you said, will you,
I said,
Will you start?
Starting tomorrow, would you answer his emails and texts?
Okay.
He was asking a question.
Request to start answering his emails and texts the following
I
day,
didn't
starting tomorrow.
request it.
So you asked, say, then, so if we could put in here, Dennis England asked,
Put it where it's on video.
I'll be honest, I didn't waste 4, I wasted my first 4 hours of my life, I wasn't wasting another 4.
Or put it the way I said it.
Okay. Can we add to the minutes what he asked and then approve them? Or do we need to table them and then approve them and then let everybody tally them up?
We need to table them.
Okay. So if we can, is there any other parts of this that we need to table? Is there anything else? Can we get that exactly how he worded it, how he asked?
I still don't understand what the.
There's no difference in what I wrote there and what was said, and if we're gonna type the minutes up word for word verbatim, then that's a whole different ballgame.
Well, I requested tonight for the minutes to be redone. How's that sound?
Why though? The statement is going to be the same. So what would you like to change? We can't
What's on the
verbatim.
video?
That,
That's all I
it's,
asked.
no, I mean, that's what this states, that you requested it, which is asking a question. That's what a request is.
You've heard what I want, so I asked to table to next month.
Is all of this other things that you need changed to?
It's some in it, yes.
Because we need to know so that we don't table it again. So whatever needs to be changed needs to be talked about now, so that it can be correct for the next.
I suggest that we have a work session and talk about it.
Talk about the minutes.
Yeah,
Just these sets?
yeah, that's
Is it that many snafus? Or is it just that one? Because, I mean, that was 4 hours. I mean, my gosh, if we was to write verbatim 4 hours of everything, we would have a book, several chapters.
That's not.
I'm just curious.
That's just not how minutes are done. They're not done verbatim.
I'm just asking. I mean, because I mean, if there's other stuff, I mean.
Didn't you say it? I'll fix it.
Is there some other things that need to be fixed? I mean, first time I've seen it.
I read them, which you know what it is.
Yeah. So if we tabled this for that one statement, is that all we need? I mean, is it just the one?
That's all
Is that all you got concerns with?
that's all that I'm concerned about. I want the minutes to match the video.
Okay.
Do you know what minute that is, so that we don't have to look through? Can you look and see? Because I'm not Trevor, I'm not gonna watch 4 more hours.
I'm not good.
I'm not gonna.
I mean,
And I'm not going to either. I'm really not. I've
If
already
you can
done it
ask,
twice. I've done it
exactly,
twice
what was
now.
it, what, do you recall, I mean, you remember how it was asked? So you say if Dennis England asked Samantha Smith,
Starting tomorrow. would you
starting,
answer-
hold on right there just for a second. All right, let me write this down. All right, starting tomorrow, would you answer?
Would you answer his emails and texts?
Answer his email and text.
Not request.
Is that all you just, you want it to say Dennis England asked that S. Smith starting tomorrow would answer your, I'm sorry. All right, Dennis England asked that Samantha Smith start answering,
including
this verbiage is killing me here. Starting tomorrow, excuse me.
Tomorrow.
Okay, Dennis Engel, ask Matt Smith, starting tomorrow, would you answer his email and text? So once we get that sentence in there, we'll be good.
Be good.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So to table it, what
To
do
next month.
we vote or what do we do?
Yeah, you'll have to vote to table it, but guys, the definition of request is an act of asking politely or formally for something. That's the definition of a request. So are we gonna table
I vote
based?
to table it.
Excuse me. We're making a motion to table the minutes.
Yes,
Yes.
minutes will be tabled until to the next meeting.
Okay, so who made the motion?
Dennis,
Dennis.
And who seconded it?
I did.
Okay. Your vote, Rodney?
I said yes, table it.
Mitzi?
Yes.
Christie?
No.
Trevor?
I'm gonna go with a no, but it'll be all right. We'll
Dennis?
Yes.
Okay. On the, next thing on the item, on the agenda is approving of the financial information.
We're gonna do all, I can't remember much, but we're gonna do senior one, and then police, and then the general.
How do you want that done? Bonnie?
I
You
can't
want all
remember.
at one time, or do you want
We can do it
Go.
all at one time.
to go one at a time?
Yeah. I don't think it makes a whole lot of difference.
Unless there's a discrepancy on one.
So we got to check for the van on here, or for the bus.
Yes.
Awesome, that's good deal. Okay.
Right on.
I was waiting on it.
I'll make a motion to accept.
You got a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second.
Dennis?
Yes.
Christie?
Yes.
Rodney?
Yes.
Mitzi?
Yes.
Who am I missing? Oh, Trevor, I didn't ask you again.
Yes.
Okay. Patrick was on vacation, but she sent me, I don't know if y'all got any, I just have to pass it around, I guess. You want me to just read it?
Just read it.
Okay. This is from Tasha Little, our senior center manager. She said we had a total of 18 serving days in June, 1 new congregate, 3 yearly renewals for homebound, no deletions for June, 9 guest speakers, improved her senior center going to us for activities and lunch. Total donation was $62, and we also got $300 from Ledbetter's for the Crown Vic cost. And that's all she got. Okay, at this time, I'm going to ask Police Chief Barry Nolan if he would to give us his report.
I've noticed there's not near as many calls on there, but it's because I wasn't able to get a call staff report this month, because the lady that usually does it, she's in conference, so she wasn't able to do it for me at dispatch. So, but I did go back and look. We had 8 reports that we done. I know we run a lot more calls than that, but that was just 8 that we had to do reports for. Had 1 accident report, made 1 fugitive from justice arrest this last month, around probably 10 traffic stops. And Jeremy, still in the academy, he passed his legal exam week 4 last, passed his firearms qualification, part of it last week, so he's down on the downward slide. So about 1st of August, we'll have him hitting the road, and maybe there'll be more of a police presence then. We'll have two on the road at pretty much most of the time, along with me, working with them and helping out, and plus doing all the paperwork stuff. And then also last month, I asked about a resolution for us officers to be able to work off-duty jobs, security jobs and all when they come available. And y'all asked me to come up with some sample resolutions. I talked to a couple different ones. I contacted Roanoke, they sent me their sample, and Heflin sent me theirs. Heflin's was a little more simpler, so I decided to go with Heflin's, but I do have a copy of the resolution. We'll put it into our Ranford. This is the resolution. This will be the form that we will have to fill out and get approved by either the mayor or me. If it's one of the officers, I'll approve it, have to approve it, but if it's me working an off-duty job, he'll have to approve it. But that's the form. But that's the resolution, what it would look like.
So we have to pass that resolution tonight for you.
Yes.
For July
If you already read it, Lord.
Yes, I've already read it.
Thank you for getting that, Barry.
Yeah. And that's about all that I have, unless y'all have anything for me. Yeah, last week was a rough weekend for us, but
You've been balling a little bit, eh?
yeah, we balled all this weekend, but we're done with that. We're done with that.
So we need to pass that resolution.
Do I hear a motion that we approve this resolution that was considered by Police Chief Barry Nolan?
I'll make a motion.
I hear a second.
I second.
Mitzi?
Yes.
Barry, you need this?
Trevor?
Yes.
I need those because they're the originals. Thank you. Christie?
Yes.
Dennis?
Yes.
And Rodney?
Yes. Okay, now we're going to a report from our clerk, Mr. Smith.
So, the first thing that I did this month, which was eye-opening, is I started the senior center audit. You remember we talked about it last month, and I started to perform that audit. And what I'm gonna give you guys is just it'll be a big,
Pass that, kid.
Pass.
At all.
She's doing the audit.
We recommended that she start. We didn't pass it, she started.
here you go, Dennis. I'm sorry, I can't hold the brakes.
Thank you.
Okay, so I did start the audit. And I'm just gonna kind of go over the highlights. So the first thing I did was review eligibility forms. Those are what I think we start, that's where we start. And Tasha was extremely knowledgeable about the process to follow, about where everything should be. But we didn't have forms for people we're serving, but she was obviously working on it. It was all over her desk, and she was obviously working on it. And that's what I said, let's just get this right, and then we can move forward. So, my biggest concern at that point was that some of the applications were being completed by in-house, if that makes sense. But Tasha said she called, she verified that that was okay as long as that person is either on the phone or in her presence. But where I was concerned is, there's some wages, there's some income information there that wasn't completed. So that is something big that we need to do. Okay, so then, if y'all will look in your packet, what I have given you is, there was some concern last month about whether or not I should be involved in that, and I am considered the program administrator, and I pulled this from your form, your contract. Okay, the next thing you look at is timesheets, and these are not our timesheets. This is not what we pay by, but this is what these are individual timesheets. This is what goes to the state every month. So if you notice at the top, you'll see congregate meals, that's in-house meals. And right now we're reporting 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day is being spent on congregate meals. Well, in Tasha's defense, she had spoken to Amanda, and according to Tasha, Amanda had told her, this is how you fill it out. Well, I started to question it, and I told Tasha, I said, this is what happens sometimes when people tell us to do something, and then we start asking questions, they might not back us up on it. Well, P.S., that's exactly what happened. Amanda comes back and says, oh no, I don't train on timesheets. It should be actual. So you'll notice the next thing is an email that you have that will show, well, I think that's the last thing, I'm sorry. It shows that Amanda is stating, I don't train on timesheets. So you'll see where I made a note that for Tasha, and I called her about it, that on the 14th, we have to start reporting actual. What I told her is, I don't care what you've done in the past, we can't fix anything from yesterday, but what we can do is be accurate moving forward. And just report it like, I understand what they're down there doing, maybe isn't congregate meals, but just report it like it is, whatever that is. And again, I went back, so where we are now, that's kind of as far as I've gotten is, we need to get our reporting accurate before we move on to figuring out can we do better or not, because our reporting is not accurate right now. And so I've gone back to East Alabama and tried to clear up, and I didn't give y'all copies of this, but I've given them several questions that I feel like are my next steps in the audit, and I'll be able to report that out next month. Now, the other thing that I wanted you remember we talked about last month about the cost of the senior center. Again, say it again, nobody's trying to cut out anybody getting a meal, nobody's trying to cut out anything we're doing there, we're just trying to get better at it. And in order to be better than we were yesterday, we need to understand where we are today. So Christy had mentioned me doing a profit and loss for the senior center. And you'll remember we discussed how much we're actually costing right now, and the figure over and above is $103,000. That's per year, and this is your profit and loss for 23-24.
Is this fiscal year or calendar year?
Fiscal year.
Okay.
And what I did is I took the cost of every individual item and estimated what you would do this last quarter.
Okay.
Everything else is actual, 100% actual. I pulled it straight out of QuickBooks.
last three line items, those are the only, income in. Everything else is,
Coming out of general fund.
everything's,
Between the yellow lines are in,
Yep, yep, you've got your East Alabama grant, your donations that included the car show, and then what I estimated we would possibly get in donations the rest of the fiscal year. And honestly, looking at this may lead us to something else that we need to discuss. You remember in April that I supplied you guys with the start of our budget, which we would want to pass in October at the beginning of this fiscal year. And then again, last month I had confirmed with our consulting firm that we do need to be chipping away at this thing. I mean, we can't wait until the night of October 1st and say, oh yeah, that is gonna work. So, this is basically your budget. What you're looking at is basically your budget. So this, if you have questions or concerns about what is on this senior center profit loss for the year, then we could bring that up in a meeting about our budget. But we've said twice we're gonna have some type of work session to discuss a budget, which you guys have not had for years. And we put a lot of effort into it, and I just don't think we want to sit around and wait and not have one next year.
This is definitely guide us on the budget for.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I think with what I've supplied y'all, we could have a short business meeting and get ourselves super close. I could work on it outside of a meeting, and then every single council meeting, I could hand you guys the updated, changes that y'all wanted to see. But we've got to, we just need to schedule that work session to do that. Even if it's an hour before our council meeting, whatever you guys want to do, but.
and that would be a good idea. I know that everybody's here, there, and yonder on vacation this summer, so before the.
And some of this will not be, we won't have to worry about, because like the roll-offs, that was all during like the construction time, wasn't it?
Yes, I think so, Trevor.
That's what I was
They do
thinking.
have their garbage every month, but I think
Do
the
we
roll-off.
do R&R roll-offs with the garbage in there? Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
that's what that is,
Like,
okay.
there's a lot of things that, like,
I see this month, never mind.
If we sit
I
and
got
talk
you.
about a budget too, I
Yeah.
can share, like, I've already checked
Okay,
with
yeah, we
Waste
don't want to question
Management.
each one of these tonight. No.
Um,
Okay,
But I even went to Waste Management and said, okay, look, we got both of these, what can you do for us? And we're doing the best we can as far as, budget-wise. I've checked on quite a few things, and I feel like we're in pretty good shape,
costs money to run,
of course.
yeah. Costs money
But
to
I
run.
think we can be a little bit more efficient just from what I'm seeing. But obviously, the audit is not complete, and I'll have the next steps for y'all at the next meeting.
All right, so our first phase here was that you're just reporting the,
We just need to get all our records.
just our records.
Records.
Okay.
And now we've moved into reporting. And the reporting is going to evolve, like, we just started with timesheets, seriously. Now, like, I've questioned, do we have to have a sign-up sheet? We have to have a sign-up sheet for the in-home people, but we're not using one for the congregants that come in every day. So I'm just trying to clarify some of those before we move into that phase of reporting.
Anything else?
Oh, yeah. Just a few things. So the next thing I have is I know that you guys have repeatedly discussed the sale of the old police department down here. Well, I went and did some digging and talked to some people in town, and they just kept reminding me that this was supposed to go back to the family. If we sold it, it goes back to the family. So last week, I took the time to go and pull the deed. And it, in fact, if the city does not utilize that property, has to go back to the family. And I'll read that to you. At the bottom, I just have a copy. It is so old, like from 1959. It is so old. But at the very bottom, it's real hard to read it, so I typed out. But it says it is expressly, and there's words there you can't read except on the original, between the parties to the conveyance that, in the event that the municipal corporation known as the Town of Ranburne should be dissolved, or should the Town of Ranburne abandon the above described property, title to said above property shall revert to the within named grantors, their heirs and assigns. The grantors noted were A.C. Butler and his wife Lovey Butler. I pulled this from the Cleveland County Revenue Commissioner office on 6/19/18. So
who are their heirs?
That'd be us.
That'd be the Englishes.
Yep, because that was Mom and Pop Butler. So, and how long has the police department been vacant again?
I'm not sure there.
So technically it's been abandoned for
But we still got stuff in
how long?
there. We still use.
I'd say a year.
But
Give or
theory-
take, plus or minus, can't
Plus
tell
or
you.
minus, it has been abandoned.
Sure.
What happened, been abandoned, because we're using.
Well, we've got, there's some stuff in the basement.
But for
And upstairs, too.
but for purposes of use it's been abandoned, right? Other than maybe storage, right? Because it's no longer a police
We'd
department.
have to have a resolution to abandon that property.
Would. And how would we go about that?
Well, we'll just have to, at the next meeting, we'll just put it on the agenda to abandon it, when our resolution.
Okay, so if we can do that, do I need to sign up to talk, or don't really know how that goes?
You're certainly welcome to if you want to.
It may be a first, so maybe first for all of us. So yeah, go ahead and put your name up there, and if you do,
Yeah.
you can. If you don't, you don't.
Because
How about that?
That's fine, because in the resolution on that, however y'all do that, I'm sure Daddy will come and talk to somebody about that, but
Yeah, we'll just put it, we'll just put his resolution on next one. Just go ahead and give us some math one day next week and, get yourself on the agenda.
okay.
And then that way we can give us, 30 days or so.
Put on the agenda.
Okay, there were,
It goes back to. You have to talk to somebody.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
no, God, no. I have 3 more items that were listed in the minutes that we would talk about this month, or they would happen this month. And this is where I get a little handicapped, because I'm not doing the agenda anymore, because, that's kind of, when I'm going through the minutes, I try to remember those. Okay, so we need a repair to the police ceiling back there, and we haven't said, oh yeah, Samantha, call somebody and let's do it. So is that okay for me to call somebody and get somebody to do that?
Is it like the sheet rock ceiling?
Yeah, it's got a little hole. And we just
Is
need
it
to,
from the previous leak? That leak's
remember
been
us talking
resolved?
about
Yeah,
last month?
I do.
Yes.
The leak's been resolved, which hadn't rained, in, 2
Yeah,
years? I think.
right.
Anyway.
But
Okay.
I do think that it has been resolved,
Okay.
because we've been watching it daily.
Okay. Yeah.
So am I okay to call somebody and get them in here to look at that?
Yeah, I make a motion to get someone here to fix the ceiling. If we need a motion, if not, it needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you necessarily need a motion, I just wanna make y'all aware.
It's sure to be under 1K.
Get it before the next meeting.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will get that done before the next meeting and at least have us an estimate. Okay, now, we haven't mentioned the appropriation for the garden club. There was supposed to be, I'm not sure where we leave that. We just said we weren't gonna do anything now until we have a budget, so have we just decided?
About the garden club?
Send it to all of us. Yeah, you said you had spoken to Chad about it,
Yes,
and it just said that,
yeah, we're supposed to handle it like any other thing, like you have to, like a public purpose doctrine,
okay.
and you have to put it in the paper, and you have
Did
to
we do that?
have a hearing, and we'll have to set that up to do that.
Oh, so we hadn't seen any of it.
No, we have not done that yet.
Okay, so-
Lee has to fix that.
Yes, yes, Chad Lee has to help us with that.
Okay, so what do we need to do to get that by next meeting? I thought we'd done that.
No, we haven't. I'll have to get in touch with Chad and tell him.
Okay.
He just told me what to do, so that's what I asked him about. You know, how do we go forward? Same
I
thing on,
thought you had
same.
already done that. I thought that's what you did with that email, that you said you were gonna move forward with it. That's kind of, I guess, read between the lines on it. but-
Okay.
So you're gonna handle it between now and the next meeting to get it posted and.
I'll get with Chad, I'll get with
Resolution.
Chad, yes.
Okay. Can we use the same resolution that we did the last time with the rec department, just kind of reword it instead of going through him to make him go through with it?
Well,
Yes.
I don't think so, because it has to be through legal. And so.
I was trying to save $1. If we can do it
But a
ourselves.
resolution is a legal document. It is. That's what you guys do. You put your stamp on it and say it is legal. And so we can type up a resolution. There's instructions if needed, but, you know, what I've been doing is just following suit.
It's just $1,000.
But it has to be a public, you know how we did the.
Yeah,
We had
if we can do
to-
that, we can just make that
we
public
had to
meeting,
have-
what was it, 5:30? If we have 6 o'clock meeting, at 5:30 public meeting.
Yeah.
All right, so we need to set a time and date tonight for the 5:30 public meeting to have the money appropriated for the resolution that night for the first 30 minutes, and let's just do that.
For the July meeting.
Yeah,
That was
When
in
is
good.
July, yeah. I think we just need to set that to the end of the meeting. Not right yet.
Okay,
So put that on the agenda.
so that would be July 22nd? That's the 4th.
Is that 4?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, and the last thing that I have is noted in our minutes, Rodney, you were going to provide the financial review for the senior center. And I felt like this is good timing since I've just given you the profit loss. And so if he gives you I mean, that's what we said in our minutes, that Rodney was gonna give us the financial review from the mayor's office on the senior center, and then you can coordinate that with what I've just supplied you.
I haven't got it completed yet.
Okay, guys, I think that's it from me, unless y'all have something that you need me to add to my to-do for the next month.
Okay. Under new business, we need to establish an ordinance on posting of hours for the town hall. And I'm going to make a motion that we establish the hours for the town hall to be from 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. And the only time that the office will be closed is when there's a holiday, vacation, sick leave, or an emergency.
With you going with that, I kind of looked up some stuff and looked in the municipal clerk manual. And one of the big titles there was working hours of the clerk. And I'll read right here. It says, no statutory provisions specify the hours to be kept by the office of the city clerk. Therefore, office hours are at the discretion of the municipal governing body. Each municipality should, doesn't say have to, must, or what, should adopt an ordinance prescribing the days of the week when the office shall be open, the hours be kept. So it's not that we have to.
And that also increases the hours at least by 10 per week that we're not having to pay right now.
You know, Sam has said here before and said that she don't, you know, when we hired her on, you know, one of the big things was that her working around situations, family, whatever it might be, she has an extended family. And she's given us documented cases or days, hours, weekly, the phone calls of visitors and such. Yes, I think she should be here X amount on certain days for 4 hours, whatever. I'm speaking on Trevor here, you know. This job does not require 40 hours. Her 30 hours that she's been spending is too much. 8 to 4 Monday through Friday. I think the city, the town people, if I'm stepping on your toes, you know what it is, but anyway, I think that we're spending a lot of taxpayer dollars on a salary that can be decreased with the hours.
Well, you will remember that I supplied you guys last month a savings of $19,200 to reduce the hours. But I also would like to remind you, at the point of sounding ridiculously redundant at this point, but this, when I first took this job, I sat right here in this seat and I looked at every one of you in the eyes and said, I'm not looking for a full-time job. I don't want one. I will work hard and a lot of hours in the beginning, but as I start to whittle away at what goes on in this office, then their hours will be reduced, and I'll keep y'all informed. You remember me saying that over and over and over again. And I'm going to go back to what Christy said at our last meeting, that everything was fine until it wasn't. And now that it isn't, guys, this is nothing but a form of retaliation. And what I have here that I'm going to hand to you is a statement from Adverse Employee Action. According to employment laws, that the form of retaliation is if you make a person's work more difficult. By example, punishing an employee for a complaint by purposefully changing their work schedule to conflict with their family responsibility. So please understand that you are responsible if you're part of this retaliation. Thank you. Sorry.
I have made a motion to have the hours from 8 to 4. Do I hear a second?
he asked for a pass, and he's put up for a motion, so he didn't ask to table it. We either got to pass it or not. My vote's no.
Nobody seconded it.
Yeah, so, I mean, it doesn't go. So next item on the agenda.
Chris. Chris. Chris.
Yeah, the next thing on the agenda is Chris Garrett on town council.
Just wanted to discuss the proper way that we need to fill this vacancy. How are we going to let the public know?
We'll just have to post it. Again. And at this time, I would ask that we go into executive session for 30 minutes.
What's the reason?
To discuss some concerns that y'all have been given.
Give it up.
But that doesn't need to be executive. Those are concerns by the citizens.
If it has to do with job performance, it has to be at this table.
He's referring to the complaint.
Why not?
There you go.
You can't. If you're gonna talk about my job performance, you have to do it at this table.
So complain.
So complaint,
A complaint about what?
employee to employee.
Which employee to which employee?
It's legal.
This is illegal. If you go back there and you talk about job performance, it is illegal.
I've heard lots of complaints that nobody wants to talk about tonight.
I'm sorry, but you're not on the agenda, so please,
I was.
please refrain.
I was.
She can talk, she was on the agenda.
Okay, well, you were on the agenda, but you're not now. I'm just saying, that's what I said at the beginning. Please don't speak out, okay? Well, you want to talk about it in open public?
He doesn't copy
It's
that.
just,
You did, hey, Josh, you got one?
Oh, Josh can't speak, nor can he hand you anything. He's not on the council.
He's,
Y'all are verging on illegal here. And it's on camera.
This point was made to our former council member. What? Okay. Okay, y'all want to table it?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
well, it's not on the agenda, there's nothing here to take.
Well, after the executive session.
Are we gonna talk about the good name and character of an employee? Or are we gonna talk about their job? What are we gonna talk about in executive session?
We can pass that, it's going to Trevor and his job description.
Y'all want that?
It's going to Trevor and his job description.
Okay, all right. Take it out.
Next.
All right, Trevor, we'll call it job description.
This is for the city clerk and a job description for that position. And you'll see it for the crowd out there. It's just talking about location, Rammer Town Hall, salary. Put a question mark in there, that's just a number threw in there. Reports to the town council, term of office fixed by us, some occasional travel. Position type, flex hours to include 24-hour phone, email access, that would be a compensation for some of that. Elected, appointed by us, the council. Optional coverage insurance, probably, optional single coverage insurance. You'll see their roles and responsibilities. Not asking probably for this to be passed tonight, this is probably gonna be something we definitely look at. And, but perform the administrative duties for hometown government imposed by statute of ordinance, and you'll see there's an asterisk down there, that municipal clerk's manual, and overseeing, supporting the day-to-day work of the city. It's pretty much what we've asked this individual to do. Qualifications, education. You know, and I understand that there is a job description out there that covers, you know, this, but once again, what do we want? You know, what does Rambert want? Do we want the same clerk that's gonna cover the city of Hoover compared to Rambert? You know, we don't need that. You know, we need someone that's gonna cover Rambert, in my opinion. Because you can come out here and every city in the state of Alabama is totally different. But, you know, this is something I've been kind of telling the mayors of the past. I think every position needs a job description so that when it comes up to, and I've left actually a bullet off, and it probably, you know, maybe should be other duties required. So I think that when there's questioning, here's your job description. This is what I'm asking you to do. And this person is under the council, and so this would be things that we would ask of that individual. So, you know, I think it's something that we need to look at, consider. It's very important, especially in today's time, that everybody's outlining what they do. Because we're running into a situation, I can, you know, as a former boss, that's not my job description. Well, if you have it on black and white, yes it is. You know, so, and these are basic, simple practices of every city or municipal clerk that one could ask of. So, take
It's a
it,
good start.
let's mull over it. I think, you know, once we establish a work session here in a little bit, a date and time of that, and we'll get that next meeting, and let's go from there. And Sam, I guess I had to give you one, I'm sorry. I knew I had an extra for some reason.
We will go ahead and
Pam Wade,
Do what now?
Pam Wade,
You mean our town page?
yeah, no.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch you.
On the internet, I reviewed, it's called the Town Web, and it talks, pretty much had most of these in.
Oh, really? And there's a web page called the Town Web?
Mhm.
I don't know about that. I don't mind looking at it. Just townweb.com? Or org or something like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
or maybe.
y'all will go ahead and schedule a work session.
Before we schedule something, I do want to tell the folks and on YouTube, whatever, we got some new flags up in town, and so we got those posted. I've got some black poles, I think, yeah. Dennis and I texted today, they look real good, appreciate folks getting them put up and everything else. You know, got July 4th coming around the corner. Sorry we didn't get them in time, a little bit sooner for Memorial Day, but I was responsible for ordering them, but I got a grandbaby that came right before Memorial Day, so being honest, that was more important than the flag, I'm sorry. But I got them right after that. So they're up, they look good in the town, and so anyway, thanks to taxpayers letting us have a little bit of money on that. Work session.
Yeah, work session.
I'm gonna be gone the week of the 16th. I'm leaving the 16th. Going back to 21st.
I'm going to be gone the first 2 weeks.
You back on the 15th? I'm here on the 15th.
I am, I can on the 15th. Are you available on the 15th? Or you are?
I believe I
You good? Everybody good? 15th?
What time?
Let's say, I'm gonna do the early resume.
Yeah,
All right, make that.
so we do it at 5.
5 o'clock.
You gonna do it at 5 Alabama time? All
Well,
right, 5 Alabama time.
yeah, so,
On July 15th. July 15th, 5 o'clock Central Standard Time.
yes.
So,
You got that?
yeah, I'll post it, but July 15th, 5 Alabama time.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then a regular work session, we're gonna do July 22nd.
That's the regular town
Yes, town
meeting.
council meeting at 5:30 Central Standard Time, because we're gonna do the resolution before, right? Okay,
Okay, now, hold on.
all right.
July
July 22nd,
22nd, and what's at 4:30?
let's say 5:30 Central Standard Time,
Doing the
and
resolution.
then we'll do the resolution.
So it'll be 30 minutes, just like we did tonight, it'll be 30 minutes before the regular meeting. So we'll meet 5:30 on the 22nd.
Okay.
We'll meet 5 on the,
On the 15th, yeah.
5 on the 15th and 5:30 on the
Are
22nd.
you gonna be on here?
Yeah, we'll do.
Can you be here? Go down.
Hey, Mr. Cribs, I got a question
Go ahead.
for everybody. I'm curious, I don't know any better.
I'm sorry.
I don't
You're not
show
on-
up
you're not
often.
on
You're
there
gonna have
yet.
to wait.
You're gonna have to wait, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna ask why we couldn't vote on the thing.
The police department,
Yeah,
we'll have to do a resolution to what I'm trying to think of. Dissolve it from the city and turn it over to its heirs.
oh, okay, so it's got,
Legally, we'll have, give us 30 days.
there you go.
Okay.
Just one, I didn't know why.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Give us July the 22nd. How about that?
There you go.
Okay.
All right. This time I'm gonna ask that what the meeting be adjourned.
I make a motion, the meeting is adjourned.
Got a motion?
Second.
Thank you.
Okay.